The biggest advice I have for you is going to be how you shoot your layups, period.
This week in Unrivaled belonged to Angel Reese and the Rose. Angel Reese became the first player to record a 2020 stat line in Unrivaled, as well as helping ending the Lunar Owls' perfect record. And in the next game against the Phantom, she had 23 points and 14 rebounds. Right after Lisa Leslie promised to make her better on Angel Reese's podcast, she's been on a tear. She's still grabbing those rebounds, but she's visibly gotten better with her putbacks and postgame. The Rose are now in second place on a 5-game winning streak. Chelsea Gray has found her stride and putting everyone on notice. The Rose are really working it right now. It's really good to see their chemistry increase. Kalia Copper has been down for a little while, but Brittany Sykes is showing why she has a name in the league. The Rose were a little bit short-handed, but they really didn't care. They've been the team to beat this last week. The Laces are now 5-5 after watching basically the entire team go down. Alyssa Thomas is back, but we're still waiting on Kate Martin, Jackie Young, and Tiffany Hayes. They're playing with Natisha Heidemann and Benijah Laney Hamilton. Depending on how the rest of the season shakes out, they could be done for. The last few relief contracts were assigned to the Laces, so we're really just seeing how they can make it to the finish line at this point. They did play the Mist in their last game, and that was a pretty rough game to watch. The Mist went 2 for 13 from 3, but they still won the game. I still enjoy watching the Mist with Stewie, Jewel Lloyd, Dejanay Carrington, but at this point I do wish they would play Aaliyah Edwards more. I get it, there's a hierarchy, but especially after the one-on-one, they gotta know the fans want to see her play. But Stewie really led the way for the Mist this week. She got a double-double with a 21 and 12 stat line, and that win over the Laces. She's kind of steadied their course after a really weird start, but they're in 5th place right now, and they would really have to turn everything around to make it to the playoffs and even make a dent there. The Vinyl looked a little bit better, but Arike Gumbawale didn't play, so the lineups were different. This team started off hot for the season and then lost a lot of momentum. They can get going, but they just can't get stops when they need to. Ryan Howard and De'Erica Hamby are very fun to watch, but they're just not getting the wins anymore. Ryan Howard did put up 28 points against the Phantom, keeping the Vinyl in the fight. I mean, we know she's a scoring machine, and you let Hamby get going, it's really hard to stop that team. But even with De'Erica Hamby having 19 and Jordan Canada having 13, the Phantom still took that last game, and mainly that's just because they were playing together. The Phantom keep the ball movement going, and it's like they figured out after those first few losses just how to play together. They did a little better from 3, going 7 for 23, but Sabrina Ionescu and Brittany Griner scored 22 points each, so they're really spreading the points around. Sabali had 13 points, but they were really working it through Griner and letting Sabrina fire off from 3, but mostly they're able to get stops. Brittany Griner is their defensive anchor, and that just allows them to go on these runs and take control of the game, especially in a league where that 4th quarter is literally about scoring those points before your opponent can. The Owls came back from a pretty substantial loss, playing pretty pissed. They beat the Wounded Laces by 28 points. Alicia Gray had 26 points and Skylar Diggins-Smith had 25. They just saw red, playing like monsters. After that loss to the Rose and kind of being mocked on the way out, I know they couldn't wait to play again, and they just took it out on the Laces. Everybody scored in double digits. They are still the team to beat overall, but they definitely took one on the chin in that game against the Rose. Nafisa Collier went out for a while in that game, so they didn't have her for a pretty substantial amount of time in the first half, but the Rose were definitely taking advantage of the time that Collier was out, put pedal to the metal, and took the win. So when they came back against the Laces, they were going off. Alicia Gray was completely unstoppable, knocking down shots, setting the tone, and leading the team to this win, making the Owls the first team in Unrivaled to clinch a playoff spot. It's been a fun league to watch. The energy online is unmatched right now. As a product, it's great, but we're getting a lot of personality and up-close interaction with some of our favorite players.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, players.